YouTube, new family. What's going on? Daniel here. Another video on a evening walk before my salsa social. I started that a few weeks ago. Been doing some salsa lessons. Also starting up on a soccer team in 2 weeks. But essentially wanted to come on here to share and reflections I was having today. Saturday when I shoot this, and had a coaching call as always with my coach Yaros, and was able to get some wisdom from him. And also, it's waking up today really good, really in power. As you see my Instagram, and just there's things that you get, little nuggets of wisdom you get, especially when you've been in this lifestyle long enough, and having able to align yourself with the will of God, literally removing all the noise, getting to the signal, understanding what He wants, and always be aligned with what you're supposed to do, and never be something that is against your heart. Will always be aligned with your heart. And these past few months, especially, being able to grow as much as I did, and also share whatever I do, learn, and how I grow, especially with my spiritual brother, Coach Mike. I've been able to really see that this lifestyle and what I teach and will help others to understand, to get out of the lust they're in of thinking that their lifestyle with women and constant casual sex and all these things that you pedestalize have to do with women is all the easy road. It's all what you're programmed to do, and everyone's doing it, and everyone applauds you because the world, the path of the world is the path that feels good, the path to the devil, path to hell. It's like they say, the road to hell feels like heaven, and the road to heaven feels like hell. So on this path that I'm on, this lifestyle where it's not flashy, it's not sexy, it's not what's going to get Instagram likes and views and virality, and I have all these things that are distracting you. It's really a lifestyle of keeping things simple and being able to really understand that the lifestyle and the work is always 24/7. Something doesn't stop. It's not like I teach you something and then you have it forever. It's really understanding that it's constant battle. It's a constant battle with the devil that wants you low frequency, that wants you indulging in these fantasies he creates in your head, these basically stories and visions or feelings you attach to these scenarios or experiences. You think when you get a certain amount of women, like I did, my goal was 40 women 1 year in 2020, and I got 39. But the point is, I didn't feel what I thought I would. You think it's after your first threesome, maybe, or first group thing, or maybe first open relationship, or first time sharing a girl. And you think all these experiences you see in movies and people talk about, and your flesh responds to, and your ego responds to. You think it's after that you'll get that feeling and that fulfillment, and that's all fake. It's simply a distraction, and something that when you begin to really unravel it, understand that you're creating this from your mind. You're creating these feelings and allowing these feelings to be created by the devil, which lives in your mind, to distract you from where all the answers are, which is within you. It's not externally, it's not in some girl, it's not in some party, it's not in some event you haven't been to or country you haven't been to. This lust you give to something external, especially women, and the feeling you give to having sex with someone new every night, every day, or that lifestyle you want, that Playboy lifestyle, it's all trapping you in this world. It's all keeping you at a frequency where you're seeking validation from others. You don't see it now, you think it's for you and your ego, but eventually when you get lost in it like I did, you start to get applause by people. Men, it's something you can brag about. I slept with this many girls, or this is my girlfriend, or this is the girl I'm banging now. You start to create this identity around who you think you are with. You create an identity with who you think you are based off these things. This identity of a playboy, of a player, of someone that isn't tied down by girls. You tell yourself these stories and create this persona that's fake, that's false, and you believe the world sees it that way too. You believe that when you post your lifestyle online or post the way you live, you think people feel the way you do, that you do about yourself. That's the ego, creating this lie to you, but also that you believe the world is in on, and you believe, like I did, if I post this lifestyle, me with girls, the guys that follow me and know me are gonna see me and see me as a big guy, and the girls are gonna get jealous. I'm gonna get more girls because of pre-selection and them seeing with other girls. It's all fake. It's all you living the scenario, everyone else living their own scenario, because everyone else is in their own ego and creating their own stories in their head, and you're simply responding to the story that when you come out of that ego, come out of that frequency, because ego is frequency, it's lower frequency. Your spirit, where you're designed to live, because your spiritual being having a physical experience, it's the highest frequency you could be in. There's no fear there, there's no stories, there's no control, there's no desires there. You're simply grateful, you're present, you're at a place where you're vibrating high. And when you're not there, an ego, you're constantly seeking the validation of others. I'm not sure you guys heard that. Guy called me gay. Weird. Seeking the validation of others, and seeing or thinking that story you tell yourself is real. And like I said, this lifestyle is hard for a reason. It's supposed to be for those select few that are able to remove the external, all the distractions from the external. And I never knew I'd be in this place. I never thought I'd be in a place where I'd be able to remove so many things and live in such a way and live and operate in such an understanding that I can help other men where I once was completely lost, completely give my control, my power to something outside of myself, and simply waking up to feel something new outside of me, and never able to actually fulfill myself within. That's all an illusion. It's all fake. And when I began to work with literally the two most important people in my life, Yados and my coach, spiritual brother Mike, is when everything began to change. Especially Mike, being at a spiritual level, was crazy growth. And I started to detach from these feelings, this addiction to feelings I had, and addiction to feelings you have when you're in that lust, when you're constantly messaging women, trying to get them out, when you're liking pictures on Instagram, when you're following girls, where you're approaching girls on the street, where you're constantly out on weekends, organizing your life around women. You're making women your life, and you believe that when you get that experience or that thing, that next thing that's in your head, that's when it's going to stop and you can, finally be at peace. But you're never at peace because you're with the devil. You're with the flesh, the desires, and the things that are meant to keep you tied to low frequency. And when you live the way I do, and the way out of lust, which is not tying feelings or creating stories in your head, and simply seeing things as they are, as all neutral, but understanding that everything you want to align yourself with is not external, it's within, but also what you don't see. Because that is where you find your alignment, you find the power, things you didn't know you could do, and also you remove all these mental battles you have. When I connected I aligned myself with God in this life, I was able to overcome all these mental things that I was thinking or thought were going to be me forever, all these desires and especially addictions you have, vices, masturbation, pornography, um, whatever it could be, video games, whatever these things you have, those are all fixed and removed with the spiritual. And it sounds woo-woo, and I thought it was something even gay at first. I was like, oh, spirituality, you're just always just not like assuming any responsibility and just basically just meditating and being this almost, you could say, like freeloader and just believing everything's out of your control. What you're doing is actually much harder, and you're removing your ego, which you've been programmed to build your whole life or respond to your whole life. And then from there, it's designing your understanding that you're controlled by feelings, you're controlled by things that you're never meant to really understand or grow from. You're never gonna be fulfilled living with your ego. But when you come out of that, remove the things, understand that it was your spirit that had to do the guiding all along, is when you actually grow and become the person you're supposed to, and not keep living in lust. So the lifestyle is for those that can commit, those that are serious, and that is why I only can connect with those. I can feel your energy when we get on a call, and I can see where you're at. I can see exactly what stage you're at in your, say, career or point in lust. If you're just starting, if you're in the middle of it, what level you're at, in all cycles, in all meanings, and understanding how you can get out of that. Because the most important thing is not creating an identity or trying to get power from the external things, the things that will fade, that will never be eternal, always be temporary. The women, the parties, the drugs, the alcohol, all temporary. It's there one night, leaves the next. Especially if you want it fast. The faster it'll come, the faster it'll leave. You're never gonna have actual connections with the women you're with. It's gonna be all superficial, all simply a hole. You're putting your buddy in downstairs, and you think that it's gonna fill you or give you what you're looking for, which is peace. So I help those get out of that. Like I said, 3-4 years, 5 years, I was in that, seeking women, using women in all different ways, accomplishing all my flesh desires in that, and then being able to realize and see that's not the path, and go do a 180 and see that God was there the whole time. But I was simply listening to the voice of my ego, of the devil, and thought that it was the way. But when I saw where my life was going, which is absolutely nowhere, I began to see that there was something bigger for me. I was chosen for something else, and my conscience was the reason why. I lost regret and shame I felt was guiding me towards where I am now, where I can help others with my lifestyle, with my example, with my habits, my wisdom, and the things that I've been able to grow into because of how I live. And like I said, it's not something that you do for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months and then you're good to go. It's a lifestyle you adopt. I've adopted this lifestyle for the rest of my life. The time I wake up, the way I eat, the way I train every day, reading the Bible every day, connecting with God every day. No vices ever. I'm never drinking alcohol again, never doing drugs again, never having sex out of lust just to, release or get that quick fix or that quick pleasure. Never any kind of vice is never in my life again. And it's keeping those things removed that makes this so hard. And that is why it's contrary to what you're told, which is to add. And it's all removing and having the courage to remove. That's why this requires faith. Anyone can add out of fear and keep adding things, but never actually build themselves within. So I help myself build myself within, and now I help others do the same. So The lifestyle, the 0.01% lifestyle, is not for everybody. But once you come on board and see how you can grow and feel the power within you and see how you can become less and less dependent on the things outside of you that you once thought you needed, it's when you hit a different level. And really you can't go back because you look behind the curtain. And once you see, you can't unsee. And once you hear the wisdom in the message, you can't unhear it. So want to reflect on that quickly as I finish my walk now. I'm gonna head back, eat my last meal, salsa. But like I said, the lifestyle seems lonely and boring to the world because that is the world. Because the world needs stimulation, constant pleasure, constant distraction. Because like I said, when you live for the world and you try to find your answers externally within the world, you connect with the one downstairs, the one below, sorry, not the one downstairs. And you don't find God. You never find God living externally to the world. So you'll see my habits. It's the way I live on my Instagram. You can message me there. More videos will be coming on reflections, things, how I grow, how I can help you guys grow, and most importantly, how I build myself. Because the more I build myself within, and the more I grow, the more I can help others as a consequence. So yeah, it's all internal. Nothing external is going to fill you or grow you as much as you think. And everything as a consequence will come. And that's how most people respond. With the external, they need the car, they need to see the money, they need to see the house, or the good-looking girlfriend, like I once did. But when you live the opposite, that all comes the better you feel within you. So, quick message as I enjoy the rest of this walk and connect more, grow more, and keep helping as a consequence. So, God bless. If you stayed till the end, hope you got some wisdom. Like, subscribe, comments as well. What you got from the video, any wisdom, and if you are someone that you feel is ready, because you're ready to go out every weekend and spend the money and approach that girl and whatever it is, but are you ready to sacrifice? Are you ready to remove and be someone that can give faith and just not add out of fear because you think that's where it lies? So God bless. My Instagram is where you can connect with me. You keep seeing me grow. As always, until next time, keep killing it.